What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. Today you get a double feature. So I did already do a dedicated video under financial journey all about everything that's happening and blah 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 and everything. So recommend you guys going over that. I'm going to give you a quick close notes of that video and one new thing that just kind of happened that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that let's get right to it. Starting off, Lucid did go down 5.61%, extending it a little bit further, 1.52 after hours. So there is last minute fear during power hour and after hours due to GDP that's coming out first thing tomorrow. But today there was a lot of fears. So you did have right here manufacturing data coming in below expected, signaling more of a slowing across the economy. Of course, that's not what people want to definitely see. And then aside from that, Tesla and just other big tech companies having somewhat horrific earnings. There is some positives to take away from Tesla's earnings, but I think just overwhelming amount of negative. And as usual, whatever happens to Tesla, good, bad, and the ugly, definitely affects the rest of the EV sector. So all in all, that's kind of in sum what happened with Lucid. There was one thing that I just wanted to share with you, but before I do, I just want to kind of blow your mind. So today, shorts did return 5.13 million shares. So I'm sure some of you might be wondering, how the hell did shorts return that amount of shares and Lucid still close red? Well, technically what did happen most likely is just institutions selling, and more so the ones that are actually lending shares out. So as you can kind of see right over here, so these are all the shares or available shares. Right now 1.4 million, but earlier in the day it was 5.6. So with shorts returning and obviously this going down, that doesn't really jive. So that does mean whoever is lending shares out did sell out some of their position, because it causes a domino effect and market makers to recall some shares, right? So in essence, I kind of just speculating here, but one of the big names, BlackRock, Vanguard, probably did sell some shares of Lucid, because in case you did not know, today was a bloodbath. So typically what larger entities like to do is they mitigate risk, kind of recall a lot of their shares and hold a lot in cash. So no doubtedly that is what did happen. So yeah, that's all in all kind of what happened today for shorts, and that's why shorts were able to return some shares, but yet still Lucid closed red. 27.04% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 239.5 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 18.75, and then utilization is 90.32. Couple of things I just want to bring up, both of which I want to give a shout out to Timothy on Twitter. He's the one that actually brought it up to my attention in both cases, so shout out to you. But more specifically this right here. So 1.2 million in just puts being purchased. So I want to break it down because I think this did scare some individuals. So click on that. You see there was two ultimately big transactions. So this is a strategy iron condor. So 454,000 in bullish $3 puts, and then at the same time you did have 745,000 in $3.50 strike puts. So this is a common strategy. It is a kind of a good hedge just in both scenarios. Overall though, this kind of strategy is bearish and negative, so kind of just anticipate that. But this is why they also do hedge just in case Lucid does go up. And this is for 58 days out, so September the 20th, because they're playing the earnings. Typically, whenever you play earnings, you never do the closest strike price. You do at least 1 month out. So this is why I know that they are playing the earnings. And yeah, so all in all, pretty interesting stuff. So that is kind of breaking that down. And then to make things very interesting, or more interesting, this is the TD platform. All after hours activity. So you see the time, my apologies, it is very small, so hopefully you guys are able to see it, but it does show at 5:36 p.m. there was one transaction for 757,000, and then another one for 199,000. Scrolling down here, 301, then 135. So this one is form T right here, so that is a institution. This one actually does show a routing code of 775. So I actually just got off the phone with TD, and I guess regrettably unfortunately they weren't able to tell me who the routing code 775 belongs to. I tried to do some due diligence, and looking under this website, I didn't see that routing code right here. A lot of different brokers and whatever, but I wasn't able to find who this 775 is. So I'll try maybe calling TD again tomorrow just to find out exactly who that is. I know it's kind of gray after hours because a lot of entities sometimes use different trade desks. I know RBC is one very common one that they let, for the most part, anyone use their trade desk. So it might show as RBC, for instance, but it could be another entity, another hedge fund. But there is a lot of buying that is happening after hours, and you can tell that. It's kind of gray because after hours you don't see the bid or the price based on these transactions, rather just the selling price. So it was at 327, then these transactions bumped it up to 328 and then back to 327. So it is fair to assume that these transactions were buys. Don't again know who is doing it, but this is the element that I just wanted to share with you. A lot of very interesting abnormal transactions occurring all today, both on physical stock and as well through options. So yeah, today was a very unique circumstance. As a grand total, 1.91 million in puts and 559,000 in calls. So yeah, definitely today is a fun day, and most likely tomorrow with GDP and then PCE the following day is going to be a fun rest of the week. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Once again, shout out to Timothy on Twitter. He's the one that kind of pointed a lot of this out. One final thing though, even though Lucid is going down, what you can do is get some free shares. So simply sign up for a new account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal, link in the description below and also the comments. And also one final thing, don't forget to pop over and vote accordingly with all of your shares, because the top questions that I did bring up in my previous video, I'm still not satisfied with. So try to find questions associated to this expansion into, for instance, the UK, ESS. So these questions right here by Paul. So 119,000 votes, 1.4 million shares. Again, I think they go based on the total number of votes. So Nadeem and Paul, unfortunately I can't really click. I don't think I can actually share this exact one because this is just expand for the most part. Oh yeah, you can share. So what I'll do is I'll put these links in the description below for you guys to pop over to this one right here. I really like this one, and then Paul's question about ESS. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and with all that, appreciate all of you watching.